Welcome from Queen Stevie. Queen Stevie's adding new dates next year with Billy Joel.
Oh,
I know. I don't want to go see Billy Joel.
No.
And then I only get to see Stevie for a 50-minute set. No. Stevie, don't do it. You don't need the money. You don't need the money. Remind yourself you could be at a wonderful amphitheater all by yourself with 10,000 seats, and you don't need to be in an arena.
Kathleen Madigan.
That's right. With yours truly, row 5 on the aisle, because I'm a shawty. I have to be on the aisle. Yeah, well, there you go, Stevie. I just saw the dates. I'm like, no, this is not a good combination. My friend Little Dorf had the best idea ever. It should be Stevie and the Heartbreakers.
Yes.
Since Tom Petty died, you take the Heartbreakers out, and then they sing her songs and his songs. Mm-hmm. And she sounds enough like him. And Mike Campbell, the guitar player, sounds exactly like Tom Petty.
Yep.
So he sings Tom's part. Stevie, I mean, her Free Fallin' is really good. Free Fallin'. And then she does the other one too, where what is that song? All the vampires living in the valley. That's Free Fallin', right? Moves we down Ventura Boulevard. Stop dragging my heart around. There's so many. Don't need to be with Billy Joel. I'm going to start that. Let's start that. Billy can do his own thing. I would do Billy for just a piano set. But the arena thing, I don't know. I didn't like it when he did the Uptown Girl. He lost me on that. He fell in love, and then he went crazy and wrote a whole album about how hot Christy Brinkley was. We all know that, Billy. Everybody knows that. You can't believe you got her.
She's a supermodel.
Well, she is gorgeous. And, Billy's a normal-looking dude, but he's not, smoking hot. Oh, my gosh. So many things. First of all, please welcome to the Pubcast, Martha on the Mantle. Yes. They're very hard to get. And I found one at the exact time, Amazon. And look, she comes with a champagne bottle and Christmas presents and a fur coat. And I have Snoop downstairs, and I'm seating them next to one another on the mantle. So it's Martha and Snoop.
Upside down right now.
Snoop's upside. Oh, here he is. Well, he needs to go on the mantle. Well, he needs to sit by Martha. And then they have to have the disco ball in between them. And I have to have all this done before company comes. How am I going to get all that done? And then we'll see how many. I don't know if this was me, if this was Martha, I'd be like, could we fix my doll so I don't look like a dude? It's a little masculine looking.
She kind of looks like a drag Martha.
Like a drag Martha. Yeah. I don't know. The setup's cute. The box is worth like $30. Just the box alone. This is like a test for. They should have, instead of making me sit through an SAT, they should have just handed this and goes, Kathleen, open this box and start a stopwatch. I'm like, fuck. I can't follow the straw. I'm pushing on this end. Nothing. I don't know. It's a wonderful box. It is like a Rubik's Cube. I never solved that either. My one brother could do it like 18 times a day, and then he'd go there. And I'm like, I never did get it. And then I became obsessed with doing it because I can be obsessive like that. And those are the kind of things you shouldn't give somebody who's not good with like that kind of thinking. Like, no, can't do it.
Nope.
Anyway, episode 205, so many things. So many things. We'll start with what I'm drinking. I'm drinking, so backstage, this was at Parks Casino, which is such a wonderful place. And they have their own betting app, Bet Parks, Parx, but it's all over the country. It's not just, and that casino, I was talking to the guys in depth about this. They set the odds for all kinds of casinos in the country. There's like 10 little children up there that are really good at math, probably super nerds, but they also like sports. So that takes a little bit of their nerd card away. Yeah, a little social. Yeah. But they're probably the people at the bar on their phone the whole time doing the odds. But that's okay. Somebody needs to do it. I can't do it. The Bitchin Kitty. This came from Mary and Diane, and it was all cat beers. This is Bitchin Kitty. This looks like a Maine Coon. It's Honest Abe's Tabby. Awesome. It's American ale. It's a delicious beer.
I like the name.
Yeah. So, and then I'm also drinking Millennial Termite. Sam brought me some Dutch eggnog. Yeah, from Wawa. And then, I got Wawa, eggnog. I didn't bring that up. But this is the Pennsylvania Dutch, which is so funny because this is what my dad used to say. It's racist, for the record. Before I say it, I'll just announce it. It's the scrubby Dutch in St. Louis. But, who still talks about Dutch people?
Everybody is talking It's a known thing. I didn't know about
But
it.
then my dad would just say these sweeping statements about like the entire neighborhood. They're just linear people. They like a clean porch. What? What? I'm like 9. I'm like, how come everybody's outside sweeping? Because they're Dutch. Oh, okay. All right.
Linear.
What's linear, Dad? They just want everything organized. They're very much into organization. I'm like, okay, he's just decided. But apparently all of St. Louis had decided that, not just all people my dad's age anyway.
Cool.
It's Pennsylvania Dutch. I trust anything from the middle of Pennsylvania because that's the Amish, the Dutch, Lancaster, great city, great downtown.
Super fun.
It's made with real dairy cream, rum, brandy, and blended whiskey. Let me tell you what, it is there's not many eggnogs I don't like, but these two, Evan Williams
Yeah.
and this one, take the cake.
Well, 500 liquor.
Evan Williams is 74% alcohol, 4% milk,
Cream.
1% eggnog. I mean, nutmeg. Capital, where? Connecticut. We've learned that.
Great.
What are we going to try? We're going to try some Zerbe's Italian hoagie kettle chips from Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, from Termites Judith and Brian. So much stuff came backstage at Parks, the casino. And there was a youngster. He's the sweetest kid ever, Kevin. And I could tell, I go, do you like beer? He's like, I love beer. I go, this is going to be a great night for you because I don't take it all home. I take a lot home. But
Come drink with Mama
I'm going to,
Termite.
yep, you just stick around, Mama Termite. I'm old enough to be your grandmother. You stick on me. I got cash and I got beer. Don't go far, Kevin. He was like, toy. You reminded me of my nephews. Oh, these are really good.
Nice.
Trust anything they do in mid-Pennsylvania. Or maybe
Italian hoagie.
yeah, they're Italian hoagie potato chips.
Nice.
Yeah, they got zest to them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, wonderful.
As a hoagie should.
I'd give that. Yeah, it tastes like a hoagie.
Nice.
Which, by the way, in Shippensburg, I had the best stromboli at a place unassuming, Arooga's. It's a sports bar. It's just a sports bar. There was one guy in there too. So I went in the night before and got a stromboli. My sister-in-law makes them at Christmas. She's from Philly. My sister-in-law, Ellie. And they are wonderful. Hard to beat. This sports bar didn't beat it, but tied it. Tied it for it's real nice and what, but like there was this guy in this Miami Dolphins jacket, which nothing about Pennsylvania says Dolphins. Or Miami. Like if you have a Steelers thing on, yeah. Eagles, yeah. Maybe even there were a few Raven things in there, but Miami? And he was there the night before, and then he was there, and he looked a little rough around the edges, a little worn and torn. And then I went in the next day with Michael, the opening act, because I wanted him to taste his stromboli, and I wanted the exact one I had the night before. And the guy was there again. I go, fuck, he's here again. But I thought he's saying that about me too.
Right?
Look at that lady. She's here again.
Back.
But at least I don't have on the wrong check. I don't know. I mean, obviously he could have some loyalties. I get it. It's just usually in Eagles country or Steelers country, you do not see anything that varies.
No.
They are very, anyway. These are unique. And we're going to get to it. Snacks, extra dark charred splits from Reading, Pennsylvania. I've been to Reading. Yeah, it's nice. Oh, they Dutch are really good at pretzels. Let's throw that into the racist bucket. My dad already started. Just a sweeping statement. All Dutch people. Oh wow.
Nice.
Yeah, they're like extra burnt. Oh no, in a good way.
They stay extra dark.
They are. Wow. I didn't know you could demand that. I'd like my pretzels extra well done. Thank you. These are good. Yeah. A+.
You can dip them in the
That
Arooga
needs
hot
beer.
sauce.
Yep. Oh, I forgot the hot sauce. That's Arooga's Everything hot sauce from Gurmite Ryan. Gurmite Ryan. Gay termite. Yeah. Somebody wrote OG termite. Does that mean old gay termite? I don't know either. They didn't explain it. Yeah. Oh, wow. Very hot.
Awesome on everything hot sauce.
It is awesome on everything hot. Yeah. It kind of tastes like wing sauce. In a good way. Tastes like buffalo.
Because wings are included in quote
Wings. Well, of course.
everything. Yeah.
Of course it should go on wings, but it tastes primarily like more like a wing sauce than a hot sauce.
Careful when you rub your eye.
Oh, no shit. I know. All right. So that's that. One announcement, I started putting clips out. I hope you guys are liking them on TikTok and Instagram and wherever else they'll allow me. If somebody else owns the special, here's a good problem to have. Because the boys that help me, they're like, Kathleen, how many specials do you have? I'm like, I don't know. Let me go try and count. And then they're like, which ones do you own outright? I'm like, I got to get in the filing cabinet for that shit. I don't know. Yes, a filing cabinet, like a proper old person. I have files that have things, and here's the Bothering Jesus special, this one. I don't know. But I put a lot of, I'm doing that in case you guys want to see old Joe. Well, they're not old. Well, a lot of them are old right now because I can't get the newer ones up because I don't have full ownership until the lease runs out. It's like they've leased a car. And I get it back.
Yep.
But there's a time period.
Term limit.
There's a term limit on their own. Well, they're not owning. They don't own it. So one thing I would tell younger comics and musicians, if possible, even though I don't know shit about music, I'm just throwing this out there. Own your own stuff.
Yep.
Just even if the devil comes to you with way more money than you have right now, which is why we all do it. Because we're like young and poor. And then somebody offers you all this shit and you're like, all right. And then I knew I should have had my dad read that contract. He's a lawyer, but I purposely hid it from him because I knew he'd rain on my parade. I knew he would. I know. I just knew he's a buzzkill. Yeah. He is a no fun Charlie when it comes to contracts. He will just pick this fucker apart and then I won't get to do its CD and then sad things will ensue. Yep. So I didn't tell him and now I wish I had. That's my bad. Upcoming shows before we go any further. So TikTok, if you want to see old jokes. Yep. That's where I started, by the way. I started the religious war, the holy war between Catholics and Christians accidentally.
What's going on with that? I mean,
well, here's the thing. The Catholics don't care. We're not even involved. Right. This is now just fighting amongst Christians. I don't know. But this person wrote this. These come to the team email. It made me laugh. This is from Amy. I love the infighting Aunt Cat started in the greater Roman Catholics umbrella tree. And then Paddles, terrible Catholic. You're a terrible Catholic. I don't know what's going on in Canada, but those are some bullshit rules of Catholicism up there.
Have a lot of.
I know you don't have a lot of people, but there's books, not the Bible, other books that tell you how to, some of the shit you come up with, you're like, I've never even heard of that. Do you ask me what is a Roman Catholic?
Yeah. First you have to read survival books. Then you get
survival books, right? What to do when a grizzly is coming your way. I know there's priorities in Canada. There are priorities. Is a moose as friendly as he looks? Let's talk about that. How about the town elk? Can we touch him? No. But I had to ask that. I'm like, could I pet a moose? And you're like, no, you're not going to do that. Just wanted to ask Aunt Cat her thoughts on my theory about religion, just to stir the pot. This is Amy's theory. If the devil is as horrible as religion claims him to be, wouldn't it make more sense for the devil to be responsible for creating organized religion due to all the fighting and hate it is perpetuated by religions for a deity that may or may not exist? That's the other thing. All of this fighting is over something that's invisible. I'm just throwing that as a Catholic. We just don't take our stuff seriously. Now, I don't know if that's good or bad.
People do.
Some people do, and those are called priests and nuns. Yeah. That's people who take it seriously. Old people. My mom, my grandmas took it my mom's mom walked to church every single day of her life. Never learned how to drive a car. Didn't matter. St. Bernadette's was right down the street. She walked every single day. Yeah. But if I had 10 kids, I would too. I would just walk the other way and go, I'm going to be gone for an hour. Fend for yourselves. Anyway. So Amy said, if I was the devil, that's what I would do to spread as much hate and intolerance as possible. Also, why are Catholics more susceptible to demonic possession? I don't know, Amy, but I know that I snuck an Ouija board in my house when I was 10, and then I accidentally saw The Exorcist, even though I wasn't supposed to watch it. My parents left, and I threw that Ouija board all the way down a mountain because it scared the living shit out of me, and I will never do it again. Maybe because we've been taught it's real. I don't know. Yeah. Don't want me to start another fight? I could start another fight. I don't know the answer. Christians, do you guys believe in? Well, I think I'm Christian. They don't. But anyway,
all the Southerners in the South.
The Southern Catholics agree with me? Yeah. Totally. Well, it's 2,000 years old. It's not like Scientology. We didn't make it up in 1950. Right. Jesus. Or whatever. I don't know. Do Christians believe in demonic possession? Put that in Google. Let's see. Well, then I'll get off religion. I know all it does is people get crazy. You want to start a fight. Oh, it wasn't even a fight. It was just a joke.
The Bible includes concepts.
The Bible includes the concept of demonic.
Yeah,
All right.
practiced by early.
It was practiced by early Christians. They mean us.
Jesus cast it out.
Jesus casted out all the demons?
Yeah, that's what his job was.
That's what his job was. Well, St. Patrick did the same with the snakes in Ireland. So everybody's good.
We'll put this in the notes. Fight over it some more.
And then there was one other team email. I like it. Saw this about Loch Ness. I mean, who who doesn't love a good Nessie fact on a Monday? And then the man sent me this is from, I'm no Bob and Clark, but I love science. Anaheim research assistant, Emily. It's Emily, it's not a, did you know that Loch Ness holds more water than all the lakes, rivers, canals, and reservoirs in the whole of England and Wales combined? The deepest point of Loch Ness is 126 fathoms. What's a fathom? What is a fathom? Which is in feet, not meters. We're not doing Canadian math today, Paddles. We're doing American math. What is a fathom? It's twice the average depth of the North Sea. That's how deep Loch Ness is.
Distance from the middle finger.
A distance from what?
Yeah.
A middle finger of one hand to the other of the other?
Yeah.
Well, whose arms? This is dumb.
The name comes from Old English.
Old
fathom
English fathom meaning.
Outstretched.
Outstretched arms.
Yeah.
Well, whose goddamn arms? This is a stupid way to measure something. Why don't we take a baby and then it would only be a foot?
Customary equals.
Oh, it equals 6 feet? Okay, so 126 fathoms.
Yeah.
126 times 6,
Oh,
6,
God.
3
Oh,
is
no.
12, is 15, is 6, is 7. 756 feet deep. You're welcome. That's probably wrong. This is where you'll find the Loch Ness Monster chilling on most days. Emily agrees with me. The Loch Ness Monster is chilling in the 756 feet.
Quick for you.
It was really fast. Yeah, sometimes I got it. I can't explain it.
This morning.
Sometimes I don't. No, it happened on testing a lot. They should have just handed me this box and went, nope. Nope, she can't open a box. God, I get so frustrated. Then I just take a knife and start cutting it.
No,
Well, I didn't destroy this box because it's pretty.
it's a twist tie. Got a knife going.
Well, yeah, things got to happen that way. That's how things got to happen. Upcoming shows. January 17th, Omaha, Nebraska. I think that's sold out. January 18th, Cedar Falls, Iowa. We're picking up speed there. Good way to go, Iowans. January 23rd, Spokane, Washington. Casino gig. Love it. 25th of January. Hi, baby cat. Scottsdale, Arizona. The Casino Talking Stick. Gorgeous. January 21st, Huntington. 2 shows, New York. 2 shows. We added one because the first one sold out so fast. Same night, 2 shows. February 1st, Red Bank, New Jersey. Always a hit. All comics love that place. Somebody should go film a special there. I wonder if anybody has, because we all like it. And then there's some we all hate, but I won't mention those.
Nice.
I'm not here to be a hater today.
Yeah.
I'm here to start tiny little wars. Tiny wars.
Tiny wars.
Tiny fights.
Tiny fights. Tiny holiday fights.
February 14th. Oh my gosh. On Valentine's, or as a friend of mine who shall remain unnamed says, Valentine's.
Still, he's 50.
I know. I don't know. He's 55 at least. That person also says supposedly. So then sometimes our mutual friend, me and that friend, make fun of that friend, and I will call my friend that says it correctly.
Yep.
Maybe in the summer, it doesn't have to be anywhere near anything, and I just go, just want to let you know, supposedly it's Valentine's Day. And then I hang up. February 15th, Fort Myers. I can't believe I'm doing a show on Valentine's Day. Fort Lauderdale. February 15th, Fort Myers. February 20th, Davenport, Iowa. What a lovely time to be in Iowa.
That is beautiful.
February.
Yeah.
Well, maybe everybody will be cold and sick of it and they'll come inside.
Yeah.
So Shippensburg, great little sports bar. Go to our Aroogos. If you look, get the Italians, the regular old school classic Italian stromboli. So good.
Pepperoni.
I added. No, I think it came with pepperoni. I had to add it.
You
Okay.
told me in a video.
Well, Michael will remember. He went with me. Parks Casino, so fun. It's outside of Philly, about a half hour. I was at the Philly airport, boom, before you even knew it. And let me tell you what, if you're from Philly and you don't live at that Marriott at the airport, you don't know what you're missing. It's so great. You put your rental car right over here. You get to walk, no shuttle, boom, walk right back to the Marriott, boom, walk to the airport, Boom. Sometimes you'll see professional football players in there because they stay there. That's where they stay, I think. Well, I've seen a lot. Let's just put it that way.
It's their sequester hotel.
It's their sequester hotel. You want to get some autographs, maybe some selfies down at the bar? Yeah, why not?
Like they're at the bar.
Oh, look, it's Saquon Barkley. Oh, yeah. Speaking of football, Aaron Rodgers and the Jets are officially eliminated.
Yay!
Yay, yay, yay. Go home now, Papa. I don't know what he's going to do. And then he's like, well, if they don't want me back, they just don't know what I'm bringing to the table. Oh, I saw what you brought to the table. I saw all year long, every game, because I have the YouTube NFL ticket. And I live to watch the Cowboys eat shit and then Aaron Rodgers throw passes into the ground. And it's oh, my God. Oh, my God. I will not make this complicated for non-sports people. Jerry Jones, okay, I love Stephen A. Smith. I know he can be a lot. I get it for people that want to complain about him. But I like him because his hatred of the Cowboys is unnatural. And I do know he is friends with Jerry Jones, or so they say. I don't know the man. But it's gone. He has been saying for a year now that Jerry Jones, like Biden, is slipping. And it's noticeable. And this and that and that. And then he'll start his show. It's called First Take. He usually has on a giant cowboy hat. It's always after they lost. And they haven't won really at all this year. So he just turns around and goes.
They've never lost. They've never won at home.
They haven't won at home since last Christmas. Right. And people in Dallas are still can't wait to shell out that PSL money. Well, how do I buy more seats for this shit show? St. Louis people don't have that kind of, I don't know whether to applaud that or not, but that kind of behavior is going to continue. Letting him do that kind of behavior. But he's crazy anyway. It doesn't matter. Jerry Jones has become this monolith of narcissism that is completely out of control. But he's likable. I mean, I get it. It's like some narcissists are super duper likable. And
sits in the box.
None of his children will say anything. They're all like 70 now. And none of them will say nothing. They just sit there and, it's like they're terrified of him. Just, you know what? Do what they did with Bob Hope. Just tell him he has an interview and have a guy with a microphone ask questions and tell him, oh, that was ESPN. He doesn't fucking know. He's crazy. This is the craziest statement I have ever heard, ever. And Stephen A. Smith lost his mind, rightly so. I had to rewind it 3 times to go, did he actually just propose that? So the Bengals were going to punt.
Yep.
And then the Cowboys blocked the punt.
Yeah, which is ideal.
Which is what you practice all year long. Well done, gentlemen. That's what we were going for. Yep. And the game is on the line. It's tied. It's very late in the day here. Well, the ball, when it got blocked, hit the ground and ricocheted, and it went backwards behind, well, I shouldn't say backwards. It went behind the line of scrimmage. Now, if you're a cowboy, don't touch that ball. Right. Everybody knows that. Kathleen Madigan, a 5-foot-tall woman, knows that. Never played football. Never attended a practice. Never. My brothers didn't play, and I know that. Well, a cowboy touched it, and he didn't grab it. He just hit it, and he tried to grab it, and then a Bengal got it. And so now it's the Bengals' ball. Jerry said... I don't know what to do if this is your father. Right. What I say is you use the Bob Hope thing. Right. He signs autographs. He goes early. He loves it. He loves the attention. He's got selfies. It's all about Jerry. That's fine. Let Papa do that. And tell him he's got more fans. Can't talk to the press right now. You have so many fans. So many fans, Dad. And then you just lead Dad. How people always act like, well, I don't know what to do. Trick him. He's an old man who's losing his mind. It can't be this hard. That's on you. If you can't figure out how to trick Papa Jones. So Jerry comes on and he goes, well, I wish, I don't want us to block punts anymore. Like, what? Had we hadn't blocked that punt, okay, let's not do interceptions anymore. Let's let them catch it and then punch that ball out and hope that there's a guy right. What are you talking about? Stephen A. Smith, if you don't watch First Take, go find it somewhere and watch the episode. Watch Tuesday morning's episode. And all of them were like, yeah, I don't even know what that means. Like, he wishes they hadn't blocked it, because then if the man had punted it and it had not been blocked, the Cowboys would have had to start probably at their own 20. Right. With the block punt, had the guy not touched it, you would have had the ball on the Bengals 30.
Yeah, which is a lot further to towards the end zone.
It's a lot further away from scoring. Well, if you don't know football, it's much more to your advantage to block the punt than to not block the punt.
Exactly.
I mean, holy shit show. I can't. I'm so sad that the rest of the games mean nothing because I want them to mean something because I want to watch this. And I like Dallas people. Ron says the stadium is awesome. I've never been.
I've been in.
Is it awesome?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
But I bet SoFi is even better, right?
Better. Yeah,
Because it was built 10 years later or something, maybe even 20 years later. I don't know.
Jerry's church is falling.
Jerry's church is falling.
Yeah.
Because Jerry, the only thing you can do, you can't depose your father. You can't take him down like a dictator, but you can trick him.
Yep.
And say, Dad, we've got a lot of serious interviews for you. And get a microphone. How hard is it to find tape and write ESPN on it? Right, a wireless microphone. Just tape. I mean, it doesn't even need to look fucking real. It can look kind of real. And just go, so, Jerry, what are your opinions on? And then, so there's the real press gaggle, and then we have a fake one. And then we do that, and then it stops all this shit. But he can stay happy because he does love it. I mean, he loves... he just doesn't see big picture anymore.
No.
And when I see his children, who are full-grown adults, 60 years old,
They're grandparents.
maybe one of the grandchildren can say something like, if he's like 7 or 8, Grandpa, you're crazy now. You have to stop. Like something like that. Maybe you can feed the line to the child. Go, here, next time you see Grandpa, this is what you're going to say, okay? We're all on board. You won't get in trouble.
All you hear is Charlotte yelling, "Play Thunderstruck!"
Yeah, I know. The daughter, she's in charge of the cheerleaders. It couldn't be more. Yeah.
I love the cheerleaders.
I watched the whole Dallas Cowboy cheerleader thing. I loved every minute of it. There was a shorty from Missouri trying to make it. She made it too. I'm like, oh no. When they lined them all up, I'm like, she's me. You're the shoddy shod. Nobody's gonna pick you. Hey, Kathleen, do a high kick. It goes like 1 foot in the air. That's as long. That's the length of my leg. Sorry, can't do a high kick. Not gonna be a Rockette, and I'm not gonna be a, yeah, whatever.
Play Thunderstruck.
Play Thunderstruck. I know. And there's still people showing up. Meanwhile, at the Titans game, not a soul showed up, nor should they have. I mean, ridiculous. And it was kind of rainy because I thought about going if I had made it home in time. I don't know how some of these teams, the Panthers, their tickets are the StubHub fee, like 80 cents. Your beer's going to cost more than your ticket. Thank God for TV revenue sharing. That's all I have to say about that. All right. That's a football wrap. And I didn't even make the playoffs in the one league. I'm in the consolation league.
Oh.
Yeah, but I'm still going to participate. I still give a shit. The other league, I'm going to win outright. And I might win the pick'em pool. I have 129 wins.
What?
Yep.
Oh, good.
Closest person to me, some guy named Derek. He has 128. I don't know who Derek is, but Derek, I'm coming for you.
Are you related to him?
No, I'm not related to him. There's like 37 people. I'm probably related to 25. There's 12 stragglers. Lewis being one of them in the pick'em pool. Lewis is not going to win. Yeah, no, they're friends of my brother's, and yeah, I know some of my brother's friends, but
Who's left
in the league that I'm still
that
in,
you're winning?
oh, some of my nephews.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're evil.
Oh.
Yeah, they're evil. They're evil because they have a lot of free time at their, quote, jobs. And they know way too much to have a job. I'm like, what are you really doing all day in the basement?
Podcast.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
ESPN bet.
They're listening. Anyway, let's move on. Queen and King news. Well, first of all, did you see Snoop? I don't watch The Voice, but I saw, what you call it? I Googled it because I saw a clip of it on the Today Show, which I cannot watch anymore. I just can't. I can't do Savannah and I can't do Hoda. I can't. Hoda's always smiling no matter what it's about. Oh, so all of your children died in a car accident. Oh, I know, but she's smiling. No.
Right.
Nah. In Savannah, they just plug their own product. She's written a book. She loves everybody. And she's a lawyer. She is not an idiot.
Savannah Guthrie.
She is a lawyer. Yeah. And I know. I Googled it because she seems sometimes not so smart. And then other times she does. So it's confusing. I know.
Maybe she's sleeping.
They've all written books. Al Roker wrote a cookbook. I just can't stop it. It's all NBC self-promotion. However, it was on. And Snoop and Sting, who never ages, Looks exactly the same. It's a great song.
Cool.
It's very good.
Put it in the notes.
Put it in the notes. Yeah, I loved it. I can't wait to go get it, download it. Get it. Tay Tay is finished. Yay. Good job.
In Canada.
She gave $197 million in bonuses to the Era Tour's performer crew on top of their salaries.
Fantastic.
It is fantastic.
So
and then people go, oh, well, it's tax deductible. You still have to give it away, and you still have to earn it.
Make it.
You got to make it. Yeah. You could do nothing.
Ass off.
Let's find out how many bonuses Stevie and Billy are giving out. This goes from truck drivers, caterers, instrument techs, merch team, lighting, sound production, assistants, carpenters, dancers, keep on hair, makeup, wardrobe, blah, blah, blah. Keeps going. Everybody, basically.
You have a friend on the sound.
I do have a friend on the sound team. He's probably very excited.
Yeah.
And he's finally home.
Yes.
Yes, he's been gone forever, as long as Tay-Tay has. Mm-hmm. But when it's gone too long, she gives them money to buy tickets for a friend or spouse or whatever to come over.
Oh, that's great.
It's very nice.
She's a wonderful
person.
Yeah.
So we know from what we know.
Yeah.
That's all the shows. 149.
God.
Yep. 10 million people attended the Eras tour. I was one of them. Didn't
Me
even
too. Thank you.
didn't even know what era I was in.
Thank you.
Never
Yeah.
knew. Never knew.
Never knew.
Bob just kept asking if he could sit down because his knees hurt.
Sure.
This is why Stevie's concerts are an hour and a half. Because everybody's old. Unless they brought their grandkid or their kid. And we want to sit down after an hour and a half. We're tired now. $2 billion in total tickets. $2 billion and a bunch of numbers. Wow. Best-selling tour of all time. Double the gross ticket sales of any other concert in tour history. No one can beat this.
No.
No one will have the energy.
140
149 shows.
Wow.
Yeah. And then she's got this book.
That's 600 hours
It's
on stage.
600 hours on stage. She sold 814 copies in the first 2 days of the book. It's a Target, I think. Yeah. She's up for 6 more golden gramophones at the award show, including Album of the Year for TTPD.
That's a
Well, it says gramophones. I didn't know what it was. That's a Grammy?
Yes.
Oh,
Grammy.
great. Good for her.
Gramophone. Old.
Good for her. Anything phone. Anything that ends in phone.
Speaking of phone, you got a new one.
I do have a new phone. It hasn't been transferred yet, though. I'm too afraid.
Is it an iPhone?
No, it's not an iPhone. No. Is it? So, oh my God, this is so funny. Speaking of my phone. So I pay for my mom's phone. She has T-Mobile.
Yep.
It is an iPhone. We are on T-Mobile. She's like
I'm sorry.
she's my +1, right? And then my dad was my +2, blah, blah, blah. She has somebody, I'm guessing my brother Joe and his wife Amy, gave my mom an iWatch.
Okay.
So it doesn't communicate with Androids. So sometimes when I call her, she'll answer on her iWatch, which is astonishing. I didn't know she could do that. But she can't hear me because it's an Android. So she just yells at her arm until I hang up. And then you hear her arm like she's getting out of I can hear her. Hello? Hello? And then it's bashing like she's getting out of a car. And then the dog. Rah, 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 rah. I can hear the fucking dog. And Kathleen, this must be you because I can't hear you. Hello? Hello? And I could just see her. She could be out in public just yelling at her arm. And people are like, anyway, speaking of new phones.
Back to the Queen news.
Back to the Queen news. Sorry. Highly easily distractible today. Cher says her next album is probably her last.
What?
There's no reason to quit if you can still sing. I think the road can be hard, but I don't think there can't have another. And her house is on fire right now in Malibu. Well, it's not on fire, but she's been evacuated.
Terrible.
And if there's anybody in Malibu we need to get out alive, it's Cher.
Yes.
There's a lot of people that can be left up there that I don't care about. And you fend for yourself. But we need all the help we can to get Cher out of there safely. Thank you. Thank you, firemen. That's what she says.
Okay.
So that's my Cher news. Chapel, nothing. Tom Brady was terrible this weekend.
I think I don't understand the problem.
He was really hoarse and he's so excited. Every single play. I'm like, just talk normal. Is this how he does breakfast with his children? Holy Christ, I would never get out of bed. I'd hide from him. I'm like, if that, crazy dictator's in the kitchen. Okay, breakfast. We have 3 choices. French toast. Not very nutritious, but it'll get you going for a hot 10 minutes. How about some Cheerios? High sugar. All fake, not really any kind of wheat. Probably not. Or eggs. I don't know. Cholesterol. Like every single word doesn't need to be that crazy. Doesn't mean I don't love Tom. I think Tom's out anyway because he bought some of the Raiders. I think they're going to work that out. Well, he was hoarse. Yeah. Jelly turned 40 at a party in Nashville. I was invited to go down to Zany's, but I wasn't home yet, so I couldn't go. But so anyway, happy birthday, Jelly Belly. Dolly. Here's the Dolly news. Who's over here? Oh, Queen Stevie. We already talked about that. Dolly.
Dolly's right.
Yeah, right here. Would you like to play Dolly on Broadway?
No.
The musical's coming out.
I have a friend that would.
I don't know anybody that could do it.
No.
Like out of all of my comedian friends, and I know a bunch of Dolly drag queens, you'd have to really be able to act and for real sing. Kristen Chenoweth?
Tiny blonde.
She is a tiny blonde. Yeah.
That voice down.
Yeah, that voice a little bit high. Ooh, shoo, buddy. By the way, I still haven't seen Wicked. Probably won't because I haven't even seen The Wizard of Oz. But my friend Nicole went and said that movie's 3 hours long. Oh, no. I can't. Yeah.
Oh, God.
I probably wouldn't go anyway, but hearing that sealed the deal. 3 hours, unless we're doing all of World War I or all of World War II, I'm in for your 3 hours. It has to be. There's so much happened.
Yeah.
Or it could be 5 hours. I would sit there for 5 for World War I or World War II or the Civil War.
Yep.
Any kind of war. 3 hours. That just so you know, that movie's 3 hours long. So they're going to do a Broadway show. Here's what you need to be able to do.
Okay. To be Dolly.
You have until midnight, January 12th, to send in an audition. Okay? You got to record a 1-minute video of themselves singing their favorite part and song and post it to social media with the tag search for Dolly. This is going to be fantastic.
Wow. Yes.
Oh my God. You also have to complete an application form on the musical site. They're looking for performers of all ages to portray Parton at different stages of her incredible life. So we're not just picking one. Get a young Dolly. Childhood Dolly, right. Oh, God, I forget. We start all the way in Sevierville.
Hello.
Sevierville.
Coat of many colors.
Just, yeah. Dolly's hometown, by the way, just makes up its own road signs. In Sevierville, me and Vic Henley were going through this holler, and there was a sign that says, GPS is wrong. Wrong. The government doesn't write that. Come on now. Some hillbilly got tired of truckers cutting through there, and I don't blame them. And they got kids running through the holler just like Dolly, barefoot and just chomping on a stick. And they don't need the goddamn semis coming through. I get it. Anyway. Wrong. And Vic's like, that's not real. That can't be real. I said, no, that's not even proper English. But the sign looked perfectly like a stop. It was they spent money. I mean, it looked real. Yeah. I'm like, plus it doesn't have reflectors on it. So I know it's not real.
That's the key.
Yeah. If you pass the online audition, you will then be invited to New York for a formal audition process. Yep. And her brother David died. David was the second oldest of the 11 Parton kids, his living brothers and sisters.
11 of them?
Yeah. Yep. There's a lot left, though. Willadine, Coy, Dolly, Robert Jr., Stella, Cassie, Frida, Rachel, and 3 siblings. 3 have already died. Randy, Larry, and Floyd. There you go. That's the Queen news. Update! Oh, God. Oh, Missouri. Little update from my home state. Last week, we talked about Buc-ee's being ripped off and cloned in Mexico called Lucky's with a raccoon. Well, Buc-ee's has sued a Missouri liquor store, Ducky's, over a trademark infringement. God. Now, look, I've been in probably every small town in Missouri. I've never seen a Ducky's.
It's spelled the same way. I'm looking at it.
Yeah, it's spelled the same way. They don't have the dash after the C, and they use the K. They didn't do D-U-C like Ducky's. They used the K. They have the same kind of logo. They have hoodies, koozies, beanies. Yeah, but I'm trying to. I didn't see where this one.
Can you go?
Where is? I don't know. Google where is Duckies in Missouri. I bet it's down by me somewhere. That's where all suspicious things happen.
Is it
Dukees.
same?
Same spelling, but they didn't put the dash. Duckies.
Oh, you mean Buc-ee's? Nope.
No, I mean Duckies. Oh, wait, I found it. It's in Kimberling City, Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
Never heard of it. I don't know where that's at.
Oh, it's 42 degrees there.
42 degrees in Kimberling?
It's by Table Rock Lake.
Oh, it's by Table Rock. That's Branson. It's in Branson somewhere then. Oh, Kimberling City's where that lady that tried to sell the flippin' Graceland is from.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit going on.
Wow, Kimberling City, you got a lot of fraud going on. You're trying to sell Graceland and act like you own it, and then you're creating Duckies?
20 minutes from Silver Dollar City.
20 minutes from Silver Dollar City, where I used to go as a child. I never loved it, though. Yeah, it had some rides, but it was mostly like let's go back to how pioneer people lived. There'd be like a leather worker guy making a belt. And you know, if I'm 10, I don't give a shit where a belt came from. People churning cream to make butter, teaching you how to do that. I'm like, yeah, we don't need to do that anymore. No. But they had some good rides, but I think they've done more things to Silver Dollar City. They must have since I was a
A
kid.
lot of shifty shit happening.
It's been a very long time. This is fascinating. Update. Notre Dame, or if you'd like to be like a TV announcer, Notre Dame.
Right.
Or like you're in French class, Notre Dame has reopened, which makes me so happy. I can't think of a more beautiful building in the world that I've ever seen. Ever.
It's amazing.
And to watch it on fire that day was the saddest thing I've ever seen. Terrible. Well, it's reopened. All the bigwigs got to go. Trumposaurus was there.
President Trump.
Jill Biden, they sat, I forget who was in between them. There was
Macron.
Oh, right, Macron. Emmanuel Macron with his cougar wife. I'm sure I can't even imagine what those do.
He's smoking hot.
Emmanuel's a hottie. But he's a shotty, though.
Doesn't matter.
He's a little French guy.
He's hot.
Yeah. He is cute. Justin Trudeau's better looking, though.
Smoking hot.
If we're going to be total sexist and just go through them all, why not?
Who's the hottest?
Justin, by a million. And he knows it. Update. So Notre Dame has opened. Get a load of this. I had no idea. Salma Hayek, who I loved in Frida. Oh, it was the greatest performance ever. She attends the reopening with French billionaire husband.
Married to a billionaire?
He donated over $113 million to restore it.
Yes. Philanthropy.
He is French fashion magnate François-Henri Pinault.
Wonderful. Good
Yeah.
pronunciation. So much better than your Japanese.
It's so much better than my English because I had to pay attention. Kathleen, how do we? Well, you had to take a fake name in French class.
What
I
was
don't.
your-
I don't remember.
Your name? You don't remember?
No,
Probably Marie.
I think it was Marie Paul.
Marie.
Marie Paul. I wanted it to be two names just to fuck with people. Anyway, François-Henri Pinault donated over $113 million to restore Notre Dame Cathedral after it was ravaged by a fire in 2019. The power couple was one of the more than 1,500 guests, including Jill Biden, President-elect Donald Trump. They didn't show many other world leaders. I don't know who
Did
else.
the Pope show up?
Pinault's father, Francois. The Pope did not show up. The Pope has a giant bruise on his chin. He clearly fell somewhere. He's 87. Mitch McConnell also fell at lunch and broke his wrist and cut his face. Like, I mean,
The old
yeah,
people.
a lot of old people falling. Anyway, Pinault's father, Francois, who has a net worth over $21 billion,
Wow. That's fantastic.
founded the $22 billion French luxury group Kering, which owns brands as Yves Saint Laurent,
Yep.
Alexander McQueen, and Gucci.
Wow.
Now Pinault, who has a net worth of $7 billion, runs the company, which also owns the auction house Christie's.
Shut up.
Look at Salma Hayek
Wow.
with all the talent in the world, and then still marrying money up. The Pinals, one of the 3 richest families in France, pledged their donation along with the other 2 families who own LVMH Group and L'Oreal. Well, we already talked about that lady.
That's a mic drop.
That is a mic drop.
Boom.
But if you have 21 billion, you could have given more than 113 million.
Say thank you. Walk on.
We can say thank you and walk on, but I would have
Yeah.
been like, come on, can I get 115?
Don't say.
Come
we would say,
on. We would say,
merci.
merci. Yeah. Hayek, 58 years old, a native of Mexico, and Pinal met in 2006 at a gala at the Palazzo Grassi in Venice, Italy. That's just a wonderful. Who knew?
That's fantastic.
Good for you, Selma.
Wonderful.
They
Yes.
got married in 2009. They have a 17-year-old daughter, Valentina Paloma.
Who also has all the money.
She never signed a prenup when they got hitched once in a Paris City Hall ceremony in Paris, and then a star-studded soiree in Venice where she wore a $434,000 I don't know how to say it. Balenciaga gown. Good for you.
Good girl.
Update. We have a lot. We have some trouble here. Trouble for me because I just learned how to do things on TikTok.
Uh-oh.
The appeals court upholds the TikTok ban declining to block the law that would force the sale, and we got a clock ticking on this for January.
They are not going to do that.
Well, I don't think they're going to ban TikTok, but the children will uprise.
Yes.
Yes, the children will come for you, and I will be with them. I'll be their cash leader. I'll finance it.
Yeah.
If the Chinese parent company doesn't sell its stake in the app, dealing another setback to the widely popular video sharing service in its battle with the federal government. This is an appeals court. Now, they can still go to the Supreme Court. They haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
January 19th. Right.
Huh.
Are we experiencing our last month of TikTok on Earth?
No.
I don't think so either, but they're going to have to go to the Supreme Court, and then
Never going to do that.
Donald's going to have to make some calls because he's in favor of it. TikTok. I don't know. They're so mad that the Chinese own it. I mean, I do jokes about it in my act. Like, what
information
what is in my phone that you give a shit about?
Right.
Here's what I'm going to say. You matter of fact, not only can you go in my phone, if you could answer my emails, that'd be great. And if you could somehow figure out how to get Sherry's Berries from Stop Stalking Me an email, that'd be even super, super duper great.
I'll help you. For Christmas, I'll help you with that.
Hi, it's Sherry Berries. I bought like chocolate covered strawberries. It was like 15 years ago.
Why?
As a present to somebody who did something nice. I don't remember why.
Berries,
It was a work.
chocolate, that's-
Chocolate covered strawberries are great. I don't want to plug Sherry's Berries again, but they are good. Just saying, they are good.
Always give liquor.
Well, nah, you don't know if some people drink.
Okay.
Nah, it was a work thing. I didn't know if they drank or not.
No,
So you
read
can't be. Shoot, I'm missing my fig story. I'll find it. This is crazy. Holy shit, they found it. We're moving on. Holy shit, they found it. Yeah, there's a little glitch in my mic today. I don't know why. Sorry if that's bothering anyone.
I can't.
Okay. Largest collection of Roman coins ever found, called the most miraculous discovery in the last 100 years. Whoa! Builders were stunned when they stumbled across one of the largest hoards of Roman coins ever found in Britain, worth more than $126,000. Well, you think it'd be worth more than that?
Yeah.
A total of 1,368 Iron Age and Roman coins dating back to the reign of Nero, whoa, everybody's favorite clown, were dug up on a building site near Worcestershire. Worcestershire sauce.
Shire.
It's always hard to say.
There's a
Worcester. In the
Shire.
Midwest, we just call it Worcester.
Worcester.
Worcester. Experts say the miraculous find represents one of the most important discoveries for over a century. Most of the coins are silver denarii, minted in Rome and dating back from the time of the Roman Republic in 157 BC up to Nero's reign between AD 54 and AD 68. Nero, always good for a show on the History Channel.
Yes.
Yeah, so there you go. Look at them. I think that should be worth a lot more money. I don't understand that.
Okay.
I lost my Irish fig story. I'll find it. I may have lost it.
The fermented fig.
It's a 2,000-year-old fig.
Yeah.
Well, this crazy talk. Here it is. Do people care? Well, they're going to have to care for the next minute and 20 seconds while I read this.
Okay.
It's crazy. It looks like a giant cauliflower. Like, who would even know that's a fig? I don't even know what a fig...
How do they know?
The discovery of a fig dating back 2,000 years during archaeological dig in North Dublin has been described as incredibly rare. A charged fragment of fig fruit was uncovered during an excavation on a headland in Drama between so-and-so and so, where there was an important trading post with the Roman Empire. Those Romans really roamed around, I'll tell you. They got everywhere. They got everywhere. They also they found a whole bunch of stuff, but I don't understand. What does this fig mean? Why does this guy know this was a fig?
Exactly.
It's charring. It was charred.
Fruits
Fruits like figs and almonds are typically associated with the Roman Empire, but to find them here in Ireland from the Iron Age is a huge revelation. This is one of the most exciting finds we've had in years. It shows the extent of trade and communication between people during that period. At its peak, the Roman Empire controlled vast territories across Europe, Western Asia, and North Africa. Trade networks introduced new foods such as herbs, spices, almonds, fruits, grapes, and figs and dates. So there you go. Super rare. Super rare. He's got a picture of it. We'll put it in the show notes. It's a crazy looking thing. All right, let's move on to news. Okay. Let's just talk about for a moment, shall we? The United Healthcare guy. Well, there are so many thoughts on the United thing. I do think, I don't think we should ever do vigilante justice. I know you do. You agree with that, right?
Ultimate.
It's the ultimate death penalty because there's no jury or judge or nothing, right?
Yeah.
But I haven't read a ton about. I know he's a rich kid from Baltimore, private schools, blah blah blah.
That's shocking.
Well,
Going against
but then
the
apparently
man.
he had some surgery and he's in all kinds of pain. Here's what I do know: everybody hates United Health,
Yeah.
and you can put me on that list too,
Yep.
because for a moment. And if you guys want to send me insurance, this is what I do like. Okay, let me back up for a minute. I hate United Healthcare, and I will explain why. But Blue Cross, Blue Anthem, Blue Cross, whatever they call themselves these days, the day that this happened, and they found the bullets that had the message about deny and depose and delay, put out a thing saying, oh, well, from here in New York, Connecticut, and Missouri, I don't know why they just picked us three, we won't pay for your anesthesia if it goes over during the surgery.
It's crazy.
So you're going to have to sign a piece of paper that says, if my colonoscopy takes longer than
48
what it's allotted, I have to pay for that anesthesiologist just to stay and to keep giving it, because they're just going to turn it off.
Right.
And then what then? I wake up and beat the shit out of everybody?
Right. You have a hole.
Well, you're going to be in pain.
Yeah.
I mean, you wake up halfway through a surgery. That's not going to be fun for anybody. Not the person on the table, not the people, doctors, nobody, not fun. But they face so much backlash after announcing that they've now decided maybe they won't do that. So I'm thinking maybe public pressure. So if you guys want to send me an insurance story once a week, I'll read it. Maybe public pressure can work. I've never seen an insurance company reverse a decision like that, but they just did it because everybody, it was, I mean, not only is it ridiculous, it was funny too, because people were posting funny memes and all this shit. So United Healthcare. Now,
Your company.
this is, yes. So far, Cigna, I have not had a problem with. They're fine.
Thank you for the
So
insurance.
far, so
I
good.
appreciate it.
Yes. United Health. So I will give them one credit that during an emergency, like my dad had a leg aneurysm. I didn't know you could do that.
Your dad had United?
He had United because when he was an appellate court judge, he was the state of Missouri, and that's what they gave you.
Yeah.
And so it just continued, whatever. They did good on the emergency situation, but for long-term care or what are we going to do, rehab care and all this shit, they denied every single claim. And then the girls that worked at the place, I shouldn't say girls, young women, said, look, they're going to deny everything. You have to just keep doing it. It's like a game that everyone knows. And now there's a lawsuit against United Health that they were using AI to deny those claims. They're not even reading them. Wow. I mean, and I thought, you know what? There's 7 of us kids. My mom's here. We still have their money. Like, we have enough money that, well, first of all, she was a nurse. Second of all, the women that worked at the place told us all this, but like, if you didn't know that, you'd get denied and go, shit.
I have to figure it out.
And then we said, what happens?
Yeah.
Like, so we could afford, while all this is going on too, somebody's got to pay the bill. So we were paying this week, next week, whatever.
Yep.
And it's not cheap. $2,500 a week plus therapy. That's an extra $250 every bump. But there's a shit ton of people who cannot afford that.
Right.
My parents are lucky. All 7 of us have a job. All 7 of us do well. We can do this. But he had been paying into United Health. We should at least try. Right. But for the people that don't have the money, so I said, what would have happened to him if we didn't? There was a wonderful lady who worked at the place, Lisa from Chicago. She goes, well, he'd have to go home. I go, oh, so you would just tell people you're, she goes, well, I don't want to say, but yeah. So then you go home, and let's say you're heading towards hospice, you're going to go home and die in pain because you're not getting any meds from the hospice person,
right,
who's your little morphine angel. That's what's going on there. And United Healthcare doesn't care. So everybody hates them. That's clear. I didn't see anybody online, and I read tons of them. I didn't see anybody applauding it. Does that mean this guy should walk up and kill his man? No, I don't agree with that. As much as I mean, when they would deny, and it took them like fucking 5 days. Yeah. And this is time is of the essence situation. We don't have lollygagging time here. Right. Well, he got caught at a McDonald's, and the Yelp comments about McDonald's being snitches are some of the funniest things I've ever read. And then Burger King tweeted out, Burger King don't snitch. No, I don't understand why anyone is at McDonald's, Taco Bell's into it. Yeah. Like, why? Just a couple weeks ago, McDonald's hamburgers or whichever quarter pound, one of them killed like 4 people and sent 80 to a hospital. I don't even understand why anyone's at a McDonald's right now. At least give them a few months. Well, love it. This guy loved the hash browns. I do like them, but I'm not risking it. Very so. And then they said he had a fake ID. But I was like, why would you need an ID at McDonald's? But that's what he presented to the cops. You know some old person, I'll bet you $100 million, because old people go to McDonald's for breakfast. Right, they like to sit there with their coffee. My mom does it. And then they talk about people and they gossip. And I bet you they were like, that's him.
They probably had a hard paper.
Probably had a hard paper what?
Like a piece of paper. Of the paper.
Oh, yeah. They probably had an actual newspaper. Yeah, right.
USA Today.
Yeah.
He's on the front. There he is.
Mm-hmm. The Altoona Daily. I made that up. It is Altoona, though.
He had a mask on.
He had a mask on for a lot of it. Apparently, he had some surgeries and was in a lot of pain. I don't really know all of his motives. And then he had a manifesto. Anytime I hear manifesto, I'm like, wah, wah. But I think it made everybody pay attention to insurance companies denying everything. Yeah. Deny. I said, how many times are they going to deny this? And is this stupid? She goes, they're hoping to wear you out. This is what a lady who works at the rehab facility told me. She goes, they want to wear you out. And then that gets my Irish up. I'm like, well, then I'm not giving up. If you would have just said, they're going to say no matter what, I wouldn't have went, nah. But sometimes they do pay. We never got to that spot. I bet we were denied, I don't know, 6 times. Wow. Right. That's horrible. And there was nothing to deny. I mean, it's not like we were making shit up. No. Yeah. That's terrible. So, I don't know. I know a lot of people were applauding it. But it's also people get to this point because no one's paying attention. Right. And no one will do anything about it because every politician walking around is taking money from these people, and then they got to back them. And this is why we need campaign contribution limits. And let's get back to that. Right. Campaign finance. But this isn't a hard show, so we're going to move on. No. The AI thing is very disturbing, though. Yes. Very, very disturbing. All right. Good news from our Bitcoin friends. Yay! Virgin Voyages is now accepting Bitcoin for cruise payments. Yay! Now, you'll never see me on a cruise unless I've been kidnapped, but good for Virgin and good for the Bitcoin. And then, people go, isn't it all dark money? Probably. I have no idea. I put a bet on it like a casino bet years ago, and I'm not explaining it to drunk old people anymore who then tell me I'm full of shit. Well, this is a great conversation. You asked me a question, I answered it, and then you told me I'm drunk and full of shit. But really, you're drunk and full of shit.
Yours is climbing. Mine's climbing.
Speaking of Paris, as we were, this just blows my mind. A woman who sneaked on a Paris flight bypassed security checkpoints by jumping into different security lines. This is what TSA is saying.
Mhm.
Okay, I have clear, which is you have to give them they take a picture of your eyes, as the machine always says, I'm going to take a picture of your eyes. I'm like, did they hire Arnold Schwarzenegger to do this announcement?
sound like
And then there's another one that says, I'm going to take a picture of your eyes. It's real sexy, right?
Wow.
And then I like to get Arnold, though. I'm going to take a picture of your eyes.
Your eyes.
But I'm too short usually for that one, so I go fingerprint. But anyway, I have clear, I have TSA pre-check, I have everything you can pay for, everything you can do, because I have to do it every single week of my life. And half the time, it don't work.
Yeah.
And then they keep changing the thing. You should see what they have in store for you at LAX if you're going to use clear in the Delta area. Katie, bar, the door, prepare for almost physical fighting.
Oh my God.
Almost, the lines are too, I can't explain it. This lady, though, she's a Russian. When I think all this crap, I've given you fingerprints, all these things my father would have said, don't ever give anyone. I did it. I didn't even tell
Your
my dad.
address, your license,
My everything.
Interpol.
Probably DNA. That's where I'd stop. Just because I might want to commit a crime when I'm old.
We're gonna need a
I
cheek
don't need to
swab.
be in a DNA base. Right. Cheek swabs. I mean, shit, that will come. And then I'll just have to get to the airport 4 hours earlier and stand in the regular line because I'm not doing that. A Russian woman who stowed away on a flight from New York who was able to sneak through security after she went through the lane reserved for airline flight crews. I've seen a picture of this woman. She is not dressed like a flight crew person
No.
at all.
No.
Nobody noticed?
No.
A TSA spokesperson says the 57 woman first bypassed an airport terminal employee in charge of the line for known crew member checkpoint at JFK's International Terminal 4 main checkpoint. She then joined the line for standard TSA screening. It was at that point the woman then bypassed stations where her ID and boarding pass would have been checked. What do you mean you bypassed them? I mean, I understand what the word bypass means, but nobody noticed?
No. There's a lot of shit.
She was able to elude security checks and make her way onto the flight. See, this is where crazy people boggle my mind because I would be so terrified. Well, I'd be terrified of all of it because I'm a rule follower. Too much Catholic school. I can't. This is breaking every rule, all of them. But also, let's say you have the guts to do what she did and you get to the gate area. How do I know there's going to be a seat?
Right.
And how do I know what seat I sit in isn't already spoken for? Then that person comes up with the boarding pass. Then, as I've seen happen a million times on flight, when two people got booked in the same seat, the flight attendant comes over and says, hey, ma'am, let me see your boarding pass, and you don't have one. Well, that never happened. She made it to Paris.
True.
So she just lucked out. I mean, yeah, you could go online and look at a seat map. That's helpful. And say, look, this middle seat in the back is totally empty. Then act really confident. I would start crying at my own behavior on the way to the airport. Like I would just go, I can't do this. This is crazy. This is stupid. Once the woman proceeded to the gate, she placed herself in the middle of what appeared to be a family traveling together. And that family didn't think that was weird?
Yeah, it's strange. Yeah.
Hey, who's the 57-year-old crazy legs with the Russian accent?
Right.
We're from Baltimore? Who's that lady?
Arrow.
They think that a contributing factor may have been the massive holiday crowds, weekend crowds. Well, LAX, it's so just close together and claustrophobic. I could see somebody weaseling their way through. It's too fucking confusing. And then they're like, oh, if you have TSA, there's some lady with a paddle. Like we're on a cruise ship. She's got a paddle. Clear. What is this? It's 2024, guys. Right. Let's get some lanes going on and go, this is clear. This is TSA pre-check. And then they have TSA with clear with TSA. Who has clear and not TSA pre-check? Nobody. I guess somebody, because there's a line for it. But shit, the clear, I think, costs more than... I don't remember what I paid. It's free with Delta?
Because you live on Delta.
Well, yeah. I mean, I have to go to these meetings and say I haven't committed crimes. I have to attend meetings. You have to attend a meeting in person.
Shut up.
I'm serious.
What?
Yes, I had to go to LAX and you have to go to the TSA office and then swear that you haven't committed crimes. They take your fingerprints. It's the thing. It's like being booked. I had so much fun that day. Yeah. I had so much fun because he was like, have you committed any crimes in the last 10 years? I go, do I look like I'm capable?
Oh my God.
But I just kept answering with nonsense. But finally he laughed. I'm like, dude, you've got all my records. I'm the daughter of a lawyer. I know you're not asking any question you already know the goddamn answer to. So let's stop this play. Here's my left finger. Here, you can have that. No, I'll give you my right one. I'm left-handed.
My right middle finger.
Now, here's what's weird. She flew all the way to Paris, and then when they landed, they arrested her. How did they know after the flight took off, Crazy Legs is a stowaway?
Because of
the seat count?
They have to do it. It's a big fine.
Yeah, but why didn't they do that seat count before we took off? Southwest does.
I think somebody said we have X amount of people.
Maybe she was in the bathroom.
The gate agent said, okay, and then manifested.
So
they had taken off, and then they should have landed before they left American. They shouldn't have taken off. Because they would assume it's a terrorist.
Oh, they'd assume she was a terrorist. I'd assume she was crazy. I don't think of 57-year-old women. I'm not saying they're not terrorists, but it's not often that you see that on the news. I would think, and the way she's dressed, I just go, cray, cray. Just cray, cray.
Okay.
A man who was on the plane Saturday told CNN that the woman was sitting across from him on the aisle and his family. She kept saying, I do not want to go back to USA. This is my Russian accent. Only a judge can make me go back to USA.
Oh, okay.
Right. The airline is conducting an exhaustive investigation of what may have occurred. Okay, I can tell you from the Nashville airport, I'm not the transportation secretary. Pete Buttigieg is. And I don't really think when it comes to the airport, he's doing a good job.
No.
And everybody thinks he's really smart. He is very smart. He's very well-spoken, blah, blah, blah. I can look. There's one main thing at Nashville now. Everybody goes to the same main thing, which sucks because I liked it when you had your own little areas. But whatever. It is such a mess that it's like, it would be like walking into your kid's bedroom and going, clean this shit up.
Yes.
Start with the floor.
Yep.
And I would go in and go, clean this mess up, Nashville. Start here.
Yep.
We have 2 lanes down there that aren't ever open, like security deals, like with the machines. Fine. Those are now for clear people.
Right.
We're going to organize this. It's just chaos.
Ridiculous.
Anyway, she did it. Go for you. Go for you. Go for you, lady. Go for you.
Where is she now, Paris?
She's supposed to have been flown back to the United States. I don't know.
And then Delta said they wouldn't fly her.
Delta said they're not going to fly her. Yes, you are, Delta. Oh, yes, you are. Wait till you get a call from the United States. Yes, you are, Delta. You're going to bring that little nut child back here. Speaking of airlines, I have 2 more airline announcements for you travelers. Air Canada, this is your people, paddles.
Mm-hmm.
What about my friend Jan Arden? She flies on Air Canada.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to start charging you for carry-on bags.
What?
The new policy begins January 3rd.
There's
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Well, what if you already paid to check it? On January 21st, the airline will also charge low-fare flyers for changing their seats automatically assigned to check-in. Oh, God, they're charging you for that? Air Canada's carry-on policies follow in the footsteps of budget air carriers that charge an additional cost for carry-on bags larger. Isn't Air Canada owned by the government? Partially?
Yeah, everything in Canada is
partially owned by the government?
Yeah.
Well, then Justin needs to step in here.
Justin's in trouble right now.
Frontier Airline has faced criticism for incentivizing gate agents to catch customers attempting to smuggle carry-on baggage and evading fees. Although CEO Barry Beifel doubled down on his policy last week. These are shoplifters. These are the people stealing. It's not equitable to everyone who follows the rules. Oh, yeah, but you're forgetting your rule is dumb, Barry Beifel.
Right.
Jeez, pinching every penny.
Why not just add an extra $10
to
just a low-cost ticket?
Add it onto the ticket and don't tell
no
people.
One's traveling with no luggage.
Right.
Nobody.
Whenever I see somebody in an airport with just a pillow, I think they're either the richest person I've ever seen or the poorest person I've ever seen.
Home.
But there's nothing in between. Or they're crazy and they've been sent home.
Yeah.
Or someone has beckoned them home and they were like, well, I guess I gotta go. Sometimes my friend Ron White in an airport looks homeless.
Yes.
He's just got his man purse
And a dog.
and a dog. Nothing else. No luggage, no nothing. And I'm like, where's your stuff?
Right.
And he's like, it'll be there when I get there, Maddie.
Right.
I got a shirt there and a shirt here. Okay.
A shirt. So many shirts.
So Frontier Airlines, they're going to offer first class now, if you're interested.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to be great.
Well, here's what I used to fly them a lot out west because they're good in Denver and all that. And if you have to go to, I like the planes because every tail wing has a different animal on it, and I get excited to see what animal I'm flying with, whether it's a wolf or a rabbit or, I know.
The basics.
I'm a sucker for that.
Yeah.
It's the reason I have Geico because I like the lizard.
Geico?
Yeah, I love it. It's wonderful. Don't even, yeah, one time I was in a car accident, took all the pictures, sets up, got a check. Well, that's all you need. Nobody bitched. Barry Beifel, CEO. People are going to start getting mad at these CEOs, all CEOs. That guy, that United Healthcare guy was making $10 million a year. And that's not even probably counting bonuses.
Nope.
And how many people went home and had to die in pain because of his bullshit?
Yes.
Just saying.
Yep.
How many people are not going to get to bring their luggage on because of Barry Beifel?
Uh-huh.
Now, see, one is way worse than the other, but I'm just saying.
It's a bad name.
Barry Beifel.
Bible.
Biffle. Biffle? Barry
Yeah.
Biffle? Yeah. But he's going to, they're charging too. I mean,
WestJet does.
it also makes me wonder, how much money are you guys not making?
Right.
Like, how much does your business plan suck that you go, well, fuck, I don't know. Let's charge people with a purse. Charge them $30 to bring their purse on. Because they're
$30.
yeah, why not? Anything
Yeah.
that doesn't fit under the seat, but then that also takes leg room away from tall people. My feet never make it to under the seat, so I don't know what that's a lot. Like, I would offer my spot to somebody who had long legs and go, you want me to put your shit over here? Because my legs are never going to make it. But,
Very kind.
well, I don't usually have anything under the seat because I have my one rolly bag and it goes up top.
You.
It's very Canadian to go,
Yeah.
well, I always feel bad for tall people in planes. It's not right.
No.
And the seats aren't built for short people either, though. My back hits it in very weird places. Like, they should have, why don't we get roller seats? Like, they have, you know,
Feet don't touch the
my feet
ground.
don't, yeah, it's a mess.
Can I borrow your check bag? Put my feet on.
Yeah, sometimes I do that.
I need a footstool.
Gwyneth Paltrow's company, Goop, ends 2024 with lawsuits and layoffs. Gwyneth's going down. Lawsuits, people, I don't know. The whole article is so boring. Shit, how many vaginal products can you sell that are kvetchy? And then eventually people are like, I don't want your weird shit.
If it's a vaginal product, why are you calling your
Goop. It's gross.
gross.
I know.
Gross.
There's already a product called Goop. My dad used to use it for Google.
It's like a lubricant.
It's a lubricant for like tools and chainsaws. And he had a giant towel that he would scoop the goop out.
Gross.
No, I mean, you had if he needed to, like a table saw, he would use it for stuff like that.
It's a brand of adhesives.
It's adhesives and sealants.
It's called Amazing.
Amazing Goop. Oh, that's in the infomercial?
Yep.
When Goop does it. Yeah. Didn't she Google that? How do you not know there's already a Goop?
It's not amazing.
Well, I guess it
Hers
wasn't that
isn't
amazing.
Nope.
I mean, the products: a baseball cap with built-in red light therapy. In 2000, a vibrator that plays your favorite song for $159. What?
What?
Stimulated hair growth and rejuvenated scalp, priced at $449. Dude, if you could really stimulate hair growth and rejuvenate the scalp, we wouldn't have bald people. Don't tell me that your $450 product's going to cure baldness. I don't believe it. So that one's going down, and guess who else is going down? Well, in more ways than one. How a California pot company went from $575 million in cash to a death spiral. This is Jay-Z's flashy launch of his pot company. This is a bad, bad, bad year for Jay-Z.
Bad year.
Yep.
Yep.
But I always said the pot stuff, he had a joint. His was exclusive, elite, if you will, all that bullshit. A joint was $50, and it came in a fancy box.
$50?
$50. A normal joint's $5. I checked with my weed people. All my weed friends.
How much is street weed?
Yeah, I don't. engage in the pot. Don't care. Just puts me to sleep. But his legal name is Sean Carter, rolled out his monogram line of luxury joints and cannabis flowers with a photo shoot at the infamous Frank Sinatra house in Palm Springs. Models elegantly smoked joints in front of the mid-century pool furniture as if the brand had been around for decades. Glowing profiles in GQ, Vogue, and Vanity Fair soon followed. 4 years later, this celebrity cannabis brand has already disappeared. $570 million to make
$50.
yeah. One guy said too, who's a super pop person, he told San Francisco that the parent company was spending mind-boggling amounts during its brief time, and that Jay-Z's pricey monogram products failed to live up to the hype. One said they didn't even stay lit. I mean, that's like a basic.
Yeah.
Like you need your joint to stay lit. Well, that's going down too. Yeah, that's just in business news. Did you enjoy the restaurant Chi-Chi's?
We had it.
Did you have them in Canada?
Yeah.
I think on the road I went to some, but I don't remember them being around like growing up. The margarita? Yeah. That's because all Canadians and Midwest people think any margarita is fancy and exciting. Because it's different than beer or wine. Like, totally. Wow, what is this craziness you created in the back?
And they had those little thin chips.
The thin chips are better than the thick ones. I agree. Yeah. Well, it's making a comeback 20 years after its last restaurant closed. Yeah. Hormel Foods, the current owner, announced it's letting Michael McDermott, the Sun's chain's co-founder, use the fabled name to reopen restaurants in 2025. Specific locations, menu items, and designs weren't immediately released. It was started in Minnesota. Chi-Chi's was started in Minnesota in 1975 by Marno McDermott and Green Bay Packer players Max McGee. I'm not taking two Irishmen.
Yeah.
Ours was Casa Gallardo, so I don't really...
Gallardo?
Casa Gallardo.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. It was just a Mexican restaurant where we had baby showers after working at the restaurant. We would just get drunk there. Yeah. The food, we thought it was great. First time I had ever had a chimichanga in my life. I was probably 20. We didn't have Mexican food. No. Outback Steakhouse bought Chi-Chi's in a $40 million deal and closed the remaining restaurants. There was only one left. And, here's why. The chain closed in 2004 following a hepatitis A outbreak at a Pittsburgh area location traced to green onions served in its complimentary salsa, sickening 650 people and resulting in 4 deaths and several hundred lawsuits. Wow. I was not paying attention in 2004, but I don't really know Chi-Chi's.
Gallardo means dashing person.
Gallardo means a dashing person or thing that is very stylish.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it was the House of Style right there in North County, St. Louis.
Wonderful.
Who knew? Right down the road.
It's a
Stylish Mexican place. The revival of Chi-Chi's comes with other nostalgic changes that are facing mixed results. Chili's has repeatedly reported strong earnings this year, while Red Lobster and TGI Fridays both fly out for bankruptcy. We know this because we do this on this podcast. I don't know. I don't think of Minnesota and Mexican, and I don't think of two Irish guys actual names begin with Mick becoming aficionados in Mexican food.
No.
Especially when I know a million Mexican comedians that could probably kick their ass with just what they make for lunch by themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
Nashville.
There's not very good Mexican in Nashville, not that I have found. And then they open up places to try to be cool, and they're too hip. Yeah. Like the food's too weird.
Yeah.
Like, okay, it's kind of Mexican.
Yeah.
But then you put all this other shit in it. I just want old school.
Kobe beef.
There were a bunch of Mexican guys that helped build a porch onto the side of my house, and I asked them, "Where do you guys get good Mexican food?" And he's like, "At my house." I'm like, "I know, Angel. I figured that." He goes, "I don't know. You just have to come to my house. My wife will make you anything you want." And I'm like, "Okay. Well, let's say I didn't make it over to your house. Is there a second location you enjoy?" Yeah. Not really. Nope. Okay. All right. Australia is trying to ban social media for people under the age of 16. Yep.
Good luck.
Well, whatever their version of the Senate passed it.
Parliament.
Is that what they have, a parliament? Australia approved the ban. On last Thursday, after a emotive debate that has gripped the nation, setting a benchmark for jurisdictions around the world was one of the toughest. Right? Here's the thing. You can't. We're making sure that mums and dads have a different conversation today and in future days.
Okay.
I don't think you can do it. The children will outsmart you. When are old people going to realize the children will find a way?
Right.
And you're just going to make it more elusive then and more exciting.
Yep.
Because then, who's going to be the first one to figure it out? Mindy, probably because nobody manifests like Mindy. So Mindy will figure it out. She'll manifest it. She will manifest TikTok right back on her phone. And then all the kids will want to go to Mindy's house because then, it's just, I don't know. Is there a way to put settings on those phones? Maybe.
Yeah, they have child settings.
Child settings?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm glad I have kids when it comes to all this shit. TikTok, I mean, you either have it or you don't. To even say we're going to put settings on it. Yeah. I don't think it's going to work. And I don't think they're going to ban it here. And I don't understand why China makes 90% of the crap that's probably sitting on this desk, why they're so mad that China owns TikTok. They're afraid they're going to get into my Android. And like I say on stage, you go right ahead. And I don't know who's going to get a hold of my assignment, who gets Kathleen's phone. But I hope that person enjoys cats because you're going to have to plow through 2,700 pictures of my cats. And don't worry, by the middle, you'll start to tell them apart. You'll go, oh, no, that one's Chapo. Because they're all gray and white. So it's very confusing in the beginning. People are like, how do you tell them apart? Well, you'll get the hang of it. You keep going on there and searching who's ever got my phone.
The government is telling us not to.
I don't know if this is a feel-good story. I'm trying to find I have two stories. Two stories about nuns. Nun stories.
I like it.
Throwback, because there's not many nuns left. I talk a lot about this in my act. Catholic nun arrested among 25 arrested in a mob bust in northern Italy.
Shut up.
She's part of the mob. Yeah! Yay! A Catholic nun with the Sisters of Charity Institute, for you people who are not Catholic, not Christian. Nuns have different orders. They're named after different people.
We know that in Canada.
You know that in Canada?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, but sometimes I'll say things and you'll go, I don't know what that is.
I'm honest.
So one time my brother dated this girl. Priests have orders too. Like you're a Jesuit priest or a Franciscan friar. Like there's categories, right? Mm-hmm. My brother was dating a girl who was in Catholic high school.
Okay.
Or college maybe even. I don't know. I will not say her name, but it was something very Irish. We'll call her Katie. My dad said, Katie, what order of priest are at your school? And she goes, coaches?
What?
She was trying to think of like their other jobs. And so she came up with, they also coach things. And my dad goes, okay. Well, we all just went, I busted out laughing.
Yeah.
And I said, Katie, that's not in order. Like coaches, that's like, anyway, it's funny if you're Catholic. Anyway, a Catholic nun with the Sisters of Charity Institute in Milan was among 25 people arrested early Thursday morning for a litany of mafia-related crimes, including aiding and abetting extortion, drug trafficking, receiving stolen goods, tax crimes, and money laundering. Well, I think we all learned from The Sound of Music. If you want to get shit done, go to the convent and tell them.
Yep.
Maybe so. Sister Anna Donnelly, 57, was among prison inmates as Sister Colina when she volunteered at several prisons in and around Brescia, the city in the northern region of such and such, where anti-mafia police said she did more than just offer blessings and comfort. She's accused of being an intermediary, exploiting the very spiritual role she carried out. Maybe she wasn't even a real nun. Are we sure? Maybe she just dressed like a nun.
Oh.
Huh?
Conspiracy.
Huh?
What?
She carried orders, directives, morale, and material aid to associates, receiving in turn from the prisoners useful information to better plan criminal strategies. According to prosecutors, total of 1.9 million cash was sequestered in the operation carried out by 300 anti-mafia officers and special police dogs to sniff out drugs in several cash locations. Yeah. As Rocky Laporte would say, well, good for you. It worked for a while. Yeah, good for you. Here's one. Speaking of nuns, you know what's a good idea? Rome, hello, the Pope. When we're running out of nuns, you should kick out the ones we have left. For sure, you should do that.
Why?
Texas nuns are expelled by the Vatican. This is where my mom will defend this Pope. I go, is he better than the last guy? Yes. But does that mean, is he really paying attention? Yeah, because one lady in a wheelchair had an online sexual relationship with some old priest in a different state. Okay? All right. Well, just because Sister Sheila over here is getting it on at night at midnight online, why do the rest of us got to kicked out? And my immediate thought was because my mom.
Did they kick out the priest?
I don't know yet. I got to read it. No, I don't know. Yeah, he probably got suspended. They suspend them. They don't really care. They don't care about the nuns. Here's the problem. The nuns, the old convents, when there were tons of nuns, they looked like the ones in Sound of Music. They're beautiful Gothic buildings on very valuable land.
Right.
And I thought, oh, they just use this as an excuse.
Boom.
Boot them out. We sell it. Boom.
Yep.
Well, here's the story. The average age of a Catholic nun in the world? 81. Oh, my God. And that's counting the Filipinos who sign up young.
Yep. And as of 2022?
As of 2022?
42,000 Catholic.
42,000 Catholic nuns in the United States. I think that's a high number. That's according to Google? Yeah. Well, the Vatican has expelled a group of nuns amid a year-long dispute between the sisters and Fort Worth Bishop Michael Olson after he accused their Reverend Mother of breaking her chastity vows with an online love affair. You know, does that count? Let him go.
Yes.
Come on. Olson recorded in April 2023 his interrogation of Mother Superior Teresa Agnes Gerlach in her Arlington convent, which she seemed to admit a consensual long-distance phone romance with Father Philip Johnson, a retired priest from the diocese in Raleigh, North Carolina. Wow. The bishop claimed that by engaging in sexting relationships, she committed sins of adultery in violation of the Sixth Commandment and her vows of chastity. Is this all we got to do today? Go after the lady?
Yeah.
By October, the Catholic leader assigned to oversee the nuns dismissed the religious order, the whole order. There's only 5 of them, but still. On November 28th, the Institutes of Consecrated Life and Societies of Life, a group within the Catholic Church that oversees the matters, issued a decree of suppression. I don't even understand. This means that the monastery is extinct and no longer recognized by the Catholic Church, and the women who live in the convent are neither nuns nor Carmelites, despite their continued public self-identification to the contrary. Olson wrote. See, we got to get a thing going against this Olson guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then somebody tell the Pope what's going on. Fort Worth to the Pope is like saying Mars. He's 87 years old sitting there, and he's never, he's not getting out a lot. Olson then warned Catholics that it would be gravely wrong and would do harm to the church by attending services at the monastery. The actions of the former nuns have perpetrated a deep wound in the body of Christ. Come on. I will ask all of you to join me praying for healing, reconciliation. Why are you kicking the other ones out? This lady, honestly, in the wheelchair, does not look that old. Mother Teresa Agnes. She actually looks very sweet. But the nuns have shrugged off the Vatican's decree. Good for them. Right. After them, with the Society of St. Pius X, the Roman Catholic priestly, blah, 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 blah. They have repeatedly accused Olson of wanting to gain control of their 72-acre, $3.8 million Arlington property. Can you imagine having 72 acres in Arlington, Texas right now? Oh my God. Jerry Jones would kill for a parking lot. Jerry will buy it. But go tell him. Tell him there's interviews over there and people want to talk to him. Jerry, come over here. What do you like? You like these 72 acres? Have a fake ESPN truck. Come on in, Jerry. We're doing a podcast. The nuns even sued the Fort Worth Diocese and Bishop Olson in 2003 for $1 million for alleged violations of privacy and harming the physical and emotional well-being of the sisters. Yeah. She said, I made a terrible mistake, but not everybody should be punished. Oh, look at him. He's super chubby. Yeah, he shouldn't wear that priest collar. Gives him like another neck. Uh-oh. Yeah, it's too tight. Glasses. He just, I don't know. It's not about you know what I mean. It's just like, the vows we have professed by God cannot be dismissed or taken away, the nun said. By virtue of them, we belong to him and we are his. Given that we pray every day for the Holy Father, Pope Francis, and and Michael Olson, any claim that we have departed from the Catholic faith is ridiculous. Faith is ridiculous. Yeah. Stay.
He's probably got a too.
Oh, he's got a secret relationship. You know he does. You just can't say you're not a nun anymore. Or maybe they think they can. I don't know. Everybody in Texas, we got to get on Mother Agnes's side on this one.
Mama
So maybe she stayed up and had a little wine.
Right.
And got online, found herself a nice little boyfriend.
Mm-hmm. He's Catholic.
Yeah, he's Catholic. Yeah. What else do you want?
Come on.
They seem to be sort of age appropriate.
We should do a t-shirt. Support. Yeah. Free Mama Egg.
Do a t-shirt.
Free Mama Egg.
All right. I don't really have a feel-good story. Well,
who do you want to do your quotes?
I got to do my thank yous, and then I'll do quotes. Oh, well, we have to do Cher because she's on fire. Sure. So that's sad.
How about Tay-Tay because she's done?
And Tay-Tay because she's done.
Ready?
We'll do those two. And I got to find my original paper. Oh, here we go. So,
Ready?
you going to throw it? Yeah. Tay-Tay. Cher. Frida's too dark. Yeah, it's all sad. She had a hard life. Okay. The white cheddar puffs. This is Shippenberg from Lynn. Ben Salem. So many things. Greenies. The cats love them. Yeah, they do. The long sleeve t-shirts. This is from Terminus Justin Finance Jim. I don't really know what that means. Oh, fiance.
Finance.
Well, that's what you typed.
Fiance.
You typed finance. I thought he's a money guy. Congratulations, Jim. You've become a money guy under my rule, and you're also a fiance.
Yep.
Giant bottle of Jameson from Termite Terra. Pop-up paper doll. So it was funny from Nancy. Local snacks. Catnip. More treats. More the Jackalope koozies. Very fun. Reminds me of my dad. Termite Judith and Brian. Free will beer. And a homemade crocheted hat for Baby Cat. I know my feel-good story.
Santa.
As soon as I finish. Yep, these are going to go on Baby Cat for some Instagram videos.
Nice.
She will not like it,
Nope.
but, we're trying to make money online here, Baby Cat. You're just an actor in this house, and you're not even in the union. She hasn't paid her union dues. You're not after or SAG. You're just a scab who walked onto the set. You're going to wear this goddamn hat. It's going to be cute as all get out. Guinness chocolates, those were delicious. That's Philly Termite Sue. Cape May beer. That's where my brother got married.
Delicious.
What? Cape May. From Diane, Danny, Kelly, and Jess. And golf balls, big orange ones. Great.
Fun.
Yeah. Bigfoot Christmas ornament, Philly Termites, Mary and Diane. And then UPS, there's this pickleball belt. I think I'm going to give it to Pinky.
Oh.
Well, I might use it myself. It's got Velcro on the back, so if you don't have pockets, you can just put the ball right there on your back.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it sticks right there. Yeah, that's from Termite Law. Sea salt chocolate potato chips, Buc-ee's chips, and a beer stein that was very cool from Tammy and Shannon.
Fun.
Last ones, Haribo Bears and Jaws Mints, Darlene, Lawrence, Kansas. Lawrence, I've been there. Catnip toys. Oh, my 73-year-old termite. I wanted to read you that this is a feel-good story.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a very nice card. I will not say her last name. I'll just say her first name is Libby. She sent me a picture of her and her cat.
Oh, cute.
I know, it's the cutest, all orange, which means it's kind of crazy. My sister's orange cat. I've never heard a cat talk that much. When she's on the phone, because Kate's not paying attention to Coco, meow, meow, meow. I go, put her on the phone. So I put Baby Cat on the phone. I said, say hi to your cousin Coco. Yeah, but Baby Cat's not a big talker. The orange ones are super fun. Sometimes I wish 4 orange ones had showed up, but they didn't.
God.
I got
We'd
gray and
never
white.
see you quit your job.
She said, I'm from Portland, Oregon, 73-year-old fan and termite. I love you. Never miss a Pubcast. Last year I had a serious infection. Had surgery, was in a rehab center. Had to learn everything again. Able to watch it on YouTube. Likes the humor. So sorry about my dad. She adopted this orange cat at the shelter. Then she named him Banksy because he's elusive.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Yay.
Very funny. She said, just want to say this old lady loves you. How nice is that? So boom, Libby shout out. And maybe since I do have the address that I kept, I will send a little prize package out to Libby.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yay.
But that was very, very
Merry
sweet.
Christmas.
I was invited to a wedding. This is so funny. I wouldn't read these if they weren't that funny. I wouldn't bore you guys. It's Jessica and James. I won't say where, but it's March 29th. No ball gowns needed. It's not our first marriage, so it's going to be super chill at the local VFW hall.
Yes.
You right? Yes.
Yes.
That's exactly what I would like. Drinking beer, barbecue, and listen to 90s covers. Great.
Perfect.
Understand if you can't, But if you don't, you're invited to, Paddles. Have a fantastic New Year. Yeah, it's very March 29th to 2025. I don't know what I'll be doing. I do know, but not right now. It's in a book written somewhere.
Maybe I'll go and represent you.
Maybe I'll go. I love a VFW hall, especially when they make spaghetti on Fridays. Spaghetti on Fridays. Well, it's for the Catholic non-Christians. Lent, they'd have spaghetti on Fridays.
Gotcha.
So we talked about the snow flocking machine, and I got it.
You're not using
on
this.
eBay. This is what I'm supposed to attach to a vacuum. Now, I know some of you can't see this, but there's a lady dressed like she's from the 50s, super happy.
She's a pilgrim.
And she has a wonderful dress on and tiny pumps, because this is exactly what you'd wear in your house to snow flock. And she has a vacuum hose hooked up to this machine. It's fire retardant, easy one-step flock operation, prevents needle shedding, stays on 30 days or more.
Wow, that's terrible.
There's 6 tablets. You can have all kinds of colors. You can have red, blue, yellow coloring tablets. Give the choices silver, blue, frost pink, or any other color. It stays on for more than 30 days. It can be removed with water. It goes on. There's a plastic jar included in this. It's part of the kit. It has many everyday uses and may be used for years. Now, this box is even so old. Jesus. I'm going to do it. You say don't do it because it's going to ruin a $500 vacuum. But I've had that vacuum for 10 years. So maybe time for a new vacuum. This is the spray gun. I'm going to take this apart for next week. It's too much.
The snow flocker.
It may be used for many years. Easy to do it yourself, beautifully flocked decorations.
$4.
It was on eBay because nobody wants it anymore.
No, it was
Oh,
not.
$5 originally.
Yeah, it was $60 on eBay.
To flock. Assemble kit, fill jar with water.
You don't
Hook
care.
up to any attachment type vacuum cleaner and spray it on.
This is going to be horrible.
It was a General Mills thing. It was made in Minneapolis. Stencils on the bottom for decorating windows and mirrors. See the other side of the box. All right.
Oh, my God.
I'm supposed to cut these out and then flock cardboard?
Stencil.
Oh, yeah. It's a bell and a wreath.
You want to do it on your window?
On the window? Oh, flock the window?
Yes,
Well, that sounds like a lot of shit to get off. I don't know. I'm going to take these pieces out, though, and I might try it. It depends on, I'm not sure if this product, the flocking stuff,
It's 50 years old.
it's 50 years old. I
Yeah.
know. It might not really.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't ruin the vacuum. Maybe I go buy a cheap vacuum. Here we go. This is the answer. I go get a cheap ass vacuum at Walmart or Target. They probably make a tiny. What if I did it through the dustbuster? I have 2. I could ruin one. No, I'm going to go buy a cheap vacuum. That's what I'm going to do.
Are $60 into this endeavor already?
Now, I know I'm $60 in. You got to go all the way. You can't stop now. What does Cher have to say? At first, all I wanted was to be famous. Then I realized that fame had nothing to do with talent. I felt that I didn't do anything quite well enough. Then I was one of those people who was famous but not very talented. So I said, okay, I'll be the Dinah Shore of the 70s. On TV all the time and nobody knows why.
Okay.
Good for her.
Yeah. Well done.
Yeah. She always said that she didn't think she did anything good enough. Like she was pretty, but not pretty enough. She's a good singer, but not like Barbra Streisand great. But I think her voice is great.
I love her.
I love it. I'll just love how deep it is. DJ playing a Christmas. My friend Bronson always sends me videos of them playing Cher at the Abbey, the gay bar in West Hollywood. And every time he sends it, I'm like, I wish I was right there.
You bounce.
Yeah, but it's always Cher.
Yep.
And then there's gay guys dancing underneath an oil painting of Elizabeth Taylor because she went there one night and had a cocktail. And they took a picture and then painted a beautiful, enormous oil painting. It is so fun to walk in a bar and just see Elizabeth Taylor with a martini. It's fantastic. Well done. Okay. Let's see something from Tay Tay, and then I got to get going.
At the end.
Go to the end?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
She's on vacation.
all right. Well, I'll see the last one.
Yeah.
Oh, how appropriate.
Thank you.
How apropos,
What does
if you
it say?
will. This is from Liner Notes, 2010. There's a time for silence, and there's a time for waiting your turn. But if you know how you feel and you so clearly know what you need to say, you'll know it. I don't think you should wait. I think you should speak now.
Oh!
I don't even know what that meant, but good for you, Tay Tay. Oh, Martha's champagne fell down. Oh, Jesus.
Martha's falling down.
Martha.
That sounds like the Reputation.
I don't know which era you're talking about. I don't know what era. I could tell you the Stevie Nicks eras. Belladonna, Wild Heart. It was the greatest thing I ever saw. Two gay guys. I went to Vegas, and this lady who was a high roller. That's why some of us don't like Vegas shows, because some other people are high rollers and they just show up. They don't really know what we do or whatever. It's just free. This lady goes, "Oh, was this girl in Fleetwood Mac?" Oh my God. I almost turned around and punched her in the face, but I thought, all right, she's a high roller rich person and doesn't even know what she's here to see. Well, Stevie came out and we all stood up. And I'm short, so I don't really bother anybody, even when I'm standing. But those guys were pretty tall. And she tapped one on the back and said, "Excuse me, sir, could you sit down?" He whipped around in ultimate gay guy fashion and goes, "I don't think you understand. I have been the president of the Stevie Nicks Wild Heart fan club in Northern California since 1982. And no, I will not be sitting down." And I was like, oh, mic drop. He quoted the album. He quoted the year.
Done.
It's not sitting down.
Yeah.
It shut her up.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm like, we're not going to sit down.
No.
It's at just 17.
Never sat down.
No.
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 You're not supposed to sit down unless you're my friend Bob and your knees hurt. And Tay Tay does go on too long for us people our age. I can't bounce for 4 hours.
4 hours. I can't. I did.
Yeah.
I felt it for
You
days.
can.
I felt it for days.
For days. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Well, congratulations to everybody that had anything to do with that. That was a feat that will not be topped, I don't think, in my lifetime. Doubt it. Who else would have the wherewithal? Bruce Springsteen's too old. Like, he likes to do long shows, but
Yeah.
he's too old. Mm-hmm.
We'll
All right.
ponder that.
All right, termites. Are you ready? It's the holidays.
Yep.
Time for some flocking. Time to go buy a cheap vacuum.
Here we go.
Yep. There's got to be a vacuum under $6. No, if I can find a vacuum for $40, then I'm only in for $100. But I think I'll probably have to spend $100. No, probably $60.
Go to,
A cheap, just one of. No, I'm not going to Goodwill. Somebody might need that vacuum at Goodwill. I'm going to go to. I have to go to Target anyway. I'm just going to get the cheapest vacuum they have.
Donate it to Goodwill. No wonder why.
And then I'm going to do those. I'm going to do a flocking out in the driveway.
Oh God.
And I'm going to film it for Instagram and the TikTok. All right. Ready. Happy holidays.